Round 8 edition of the Football Town Show on the menu today, ladies and gents. And Fernando De Moraes goes up against Lachlan Campbell, who returns to action for Mickleham. And Ali Redzepovic looks to lead the way for Metropolitan over Adam Alasevic's Hume FC. And then George Pascalidis is wearing the armband today as he returns for Albert Park, and they try their luck against league leaders Vic Vipers FC. In the last game of the night, we say goodbye to a goalkeeping legend, Lorenzo De Paris from Pascoe Vale, as they go against Ashburton. Then in the women's side of things, Heidelberg, the bottom of the table, go against the top of the table, Melbourne Uni FC. Then Mel Aloisio look to close the gap on Melbourne Uni for Richmond, and they take on a resurgent Vipers at Jennabu. Pascoe Vale will be a bit understaffed as they are without subs, going up against the youngsters in Fitzroy. Then in the final women's clash, Perry Chitas will look to lead his Ashburton side away from the bottom of the ladder against EFA Eagles. Taking a look at all the round 7 action, Fitzroy had a disciplined 3-0 win over Hume. Metropolitan just got over Ashburton. Pascoe Vale trounced Albert Park 11-1, and the Vipers, as expected, beat Mickleham 7-4. The first game to kick off all the round 8 action saw Mickleham take on Fitzroy FC, who are looking to close the gap and make second place on the ladder their own. And they got off to the start they were after, Fernando De Moraes putting the ball into the D for Ale Granollers, the fellow South American putting his side in front 1-0. Fitzroy looked to continue to apply scoreboard pressure, and Granollers was allowed too much room and space to shoot one-on-one with Carsfan to make it 2-0. Early on, Mickleham seemed no match for Fitzroy, who had all the answers, but it didn't help that Mickleham left holes in defence. Mark Capsey-Burton left unmarked at the back post to tap in for Fitzroy's third. De Moraes, who was at the forefront of another Fitzroy attack, set up captain and youngster Alistair Dunlop to cap off the half-time 4-0 result. After having a busy first half setting up 2 goals, De Moraes finally got on the score sheet himself, and weren't his teammates happy to get around their Brazilian talisman. And with their first real chance on goal, Lockie Campbell streamed forward and tucked away his save shot from Jimmy Brennan to make the score 5-1. Fitzroy weren't going to allow Mickleham any way back into the game, and Joel Silveria put a nice ball into Burton, who had yet again found his way in at the back post unmarked. With only pride to play for, Mickleham peppered the Fitzroy goal, and Jimmy Brennan finally succumbed to Luke Hollian, who made a delightful run from a corner. And to cap off this delightful performance, a flick with the outside of the Brit from Ange Fusca was met by Burton, who capped off his hat-trick and finished off the 7-2 result.
I'm here with the super manager from Fitzroy FC, Toddy Miles. It just keeps on rolling on this great team. How does it feel being part and managing this team? Is it difficult?
It's good fun, Theo. It's a lot of fun. The boys are all good, and we have some beautiful players. Good to watch. Yeah, I don't do anything. I just come and shout a bit.
I think you do a lot, Toddy.
It's not true, Theo. The guys they work hard, they train, and they're getting better. It's good. It's very good. What can I say? It's a pleasure.
In the past, Metropolitan and Hume have had some epic battles, and this round 8 clash was no different. One of the league's informed strikers, Juso Uladzilla, showed what he was made of as he chipped Emre Okal with absolute ease and put his side, Metropolitan, 1-0 in front. But it didn't take long for Hume to bounce back. Reza Kulkuloglu got the better of Ali Redzepovic and then hit over the top of keeper Michael Charmi to level the scores at 1 apiece. Tomo Grigic's ball was cut out by Mehmet Parlak, and he made no mistake, finishing 1-on-1 with Charmi, who always seems to drop too low too early. Then a spanner was thrown in the works as Alex Kobo was sent off for a straight red, a last-man tackle on Adam Alasevic. Being a player down didn't seem to bother his Metropolitan teammates as Ernie Simset drilled the ball in past Emre Okal to level the scores at 2 apiece. Matej Vedrovsky teed up Kulkuloglu, who hit the ball across the fellow defender Ahmed Azam to reinstate the lead at 3-2. Uladzilla proved his worth to manager Ali Redzepovic yet again as he pegged one back with a delightful free kick. And Nejdet Sahin had the crowd on their feet as he scored one of the goals of the week, an absolute thumper into the top left corner. Fikri Bozdagan then came off the bench to be an unlikely scorer and put Hume into an unlikely lead as the Army now led 5-3. But as we know, Metropolitan are the kings of the last-minute comeback, and Ali Redzepovic was teed up by man of the moment, Juso Uladzilla, to reduce the deficit, and then when gifted an opportunity from the penalty spot, the bulging striker made no mistake, and it was soon 5 goals apiece with minutes remaining. Alasevic was then sent off with a straight red, tackling Ali Redzepovic as the last man, and Juso Uladzilla missed an opportunity to win the game with the penalty just outside the D.
I'm here now with the player manager of Metropolitan FC, Adam Husseini. You've taken full reins, is that right? Enlighten us in there, Futsalroos.
Yeah, look, after the Pascal game, I spoke to the boys and said to them, Metro's sort of run itself without any real direction for the last few years, and they've done very well. They've been super competitive, but Dino gave me a brochure, and on their advertising brochure, it's runners up, runners up, runners up.
You sick of runners up, mate?
Runners up, runners up. So I think there's only small changes that need to be made. It's going to take time, but I think just a bit more discipline and a bit more collectiveness, and maybe one or two inclusions are going to help us to take that next step.
The next game on paper was considered as quite a mismatch as ladder-leading Vic Vipers took on pointless and bottom of the table Albert Park. Returning Futsalroo Adam Cooper was amongst the goals for the Vipers yet again, as he set a lovely through ball to Jason Barrientos to tap in from close range. Just as it looked like the Vipers were going to continue on their goal-scoring ways, Ali Abdul, the unlikely striker for Albert Park, bobbed up and levelled the scores. Norris No then sent his side into dreamland as they were in unknown territory against one of the league giants, 2-1 at half-time. Albert Park's keeper Mo Kuzicu was going to have to be at his best if he was going to keep the Vipers at bay. He did so to start off the half, but there was no denying Jonathan Barrientos as he was allowed to thump in from close range high into the back of the net. With the scores at level pegging, the Vipers could relax and go about their business, Cooper putting his side into the lead, and then minutes later had a second with a perfectly placed strike and made the Albert Park defence look like complete amateurs. But for Cooper, the best certainly was left to last. He got rid of two defenders and finished high into the top left corner past Kuzicu for his hat-trick and the 5-2 result.
I'm here with one of the stars from Vic Vipers, Maxi Avram. Maxi, they really pushed us all the way Albert Park. They were underdone. You know, did you take it easy against them? Think they got a weaker squad?
Not really. I got to give credit to Albert Park. Albert Park came out playing really well. We tried to stick to our game plan, and they sort of attacked on our game plan as well, and it sort of fell through for us where they took an early lead on us and we were a bit rattled. But we didn't take the game lightly whatsoever. You know, we take every single game as it comes. You know, we go our hardest 100% every single game.
Cleared by Sharman Rajab. Really well done by Zurich. Lovely goal, not a yell. Absolute quality. Andre Farina gives them a high five, says, that's a nice goal. Gets the Vipers on the board within a minute. Quick fire stuff. That's what the Vipers were lacking. Viter off his line, shutting that down. Nahani finishes it off. Classy finish.
Hi, I'm Anna, and you're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
The next game on the card was quite an emotional one as departing Pascal keeper Lorenzo De Paris took on his old side, the club he first played for when he came to Australia, in Ashburton. And it was Lucas Krull who gifted his Brazilian compatriot Lorenzo De Paris the lead as he finished from a free kick in close range. Then De Paris had to be on his toes to save from a Akavisi free kick minutes later. A side ball from Mateo Roca found Andre Caro on the sideline, but his strike just missed the foot of the post. Desperate to maintain their 1-0 lead, De Paris was at his best yet again, leaping to his right like a cat to deny Akavisi, and then De Paris' hard work was repaid when Lucas Krull scored his second of the game to all but see off an Ashburton comeback. With the last kick of the game, Lorenzo De Paris was denied a penalty by Dale Mavromatis. It would have been nice to go along with his clean sheet, but the 3 points will have to do for now. It certainly was a fitting way to send off one of the legends of the game.
I'm here with the star keeper from Pascal FC, the best keeper Australia's ever seen. Lorenzo, again, another clean sheet. That is 6 that you said you've been at Futsalroos. Is this the best one, you think?
It's good. Don't have goals, but the team help a lot. So when the team play good, it's easy to the keeper. So like today, some saves like normals. So 2-0, it's when the team help, it's easy, you know.
For me, Lorenzo, it's a sad day at Futsalroos. We all know you're leaving. You've achieved so much in such a small matter of time. Cairns International Challenge, FIS Cup at Ashburton, Premiership Pescavale, Melbourne Futsal League. What's been the highlight for you in your short stay and your great stay at Futsalroos in Australia?
Yeah, I'm so happy because I had a good time here. I played a lot of tournaments. Fortunately, good. I'm happy because we won almost of the tournament. I had I made a lot of friends here, so this makes me happy, you know. I feel sad to leave as well, but I have to go back to Brazil to see my family, and hopefully I will be back here. Trust me, I'll be back.
Lorenzo, as a keeper myself, seeing you out there, I've learnt a lot. You know, hopefully all those V-League keepers out there have learnt a lot. For me, you've been the best thing that's happened to Futsal. You're a superb keeper. What an achievement you've had here at Futsal. And good luck, and hopefully we'll see you back in the future. You're a champion.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We say goodbye to one of the best keepers Australia has ever seen, let alone the Nike V-League Premiership. As we take a look at the round 8 results, Fitzroy too good for Mickleham, Metropolitan and Hume played out an absolute thriller. The Vic Vipers too good for Albert Park in the end, and Pascoe Vale had a tough one against Ashburton. Taking a look at the final standings after round 8, we see Fitzroy on top of the ladder on 19 points, 1 point above Vic Vipers and Pascoe Vale. Metropolitan rounds out the top 4 on 13 points, while Ashburton and Hume are just outside on 8 points apiece, and Mickleham sit 1 win above Albert Park, who are yet to taste a point in the 2013-14 season. If you thought the title race was heading up, have a look at the top goal scorers race. Ricky Castro leads the way on 15, followed by Ernie Simsek and Adam Cooper on 14 goals, Sofyan Sufi's on 12, and Yusul Ulazila is on 11. The round 9 card for next week's Football Town show sees Metropolitan take on Mickleham, Pascoe Vale go up against Hume, Fitzroy and the Vipers first and second, don't want to miss that clash there, and Albert Park take on Ashburton FC. Ladies and gents, as always, thank you for joining me. Let's now jump over to Jimmy Soufis, who's going to take a look at all the round 8 women's action.
Moving over to the women's results from last week, ladies and gentlemen, Heidelberg got their first win of the season over EFA Eagles, Richmond slapped an understrength Fitzroy, Melbourne Uni came from behind to defeat the Vic Vipers, and Ashburton and Pascoe Vale was postponed. The first game of round 8 we'll take a look at is undefeated Melbourne Uni taking on bottom of the table Heidelberg. And it didn't get off to a good start when Marcela Marquez cut the ball back for Letizia Samet, and some confusion in the D allowed her to poke home. And from there, it was all Melbourne Uni as they ran riot. Nikki Cook drove the ball past the keeper from distance again, and Melbourne Uni from there did not look back. Marquez was setting up everything. Nikki Cook's deflected shot off Ellie Toure went in for an own goal, and it was 3-0 then to Melbourne Uni. Marquez then slotted the ball into Cook, who had her first effort save, before cutting the ball back to Samet again as she tapped home for 4-0. Melbourne Uni running riot, and the young Heidelberg could not contain them. Marquez then received the ball right in front of goal, and her shot could not be contained again by the Heidelberg keeper going into the second half. 5-0 at half-time, Letizia Samet was working hard in front of goal. She kept the ball and backheeled it in. Some poor defending and goalkeeping on Heidelberg's behalf. And it was soon 7-0 when Marquez coasted in across the D. Alyssa Daloste had no response. Letizia Samet then had another shot past Dialoste. She could not keep anything out. Marquez then drilled a header off a great ball from Samet, and Melbourne Uni were really running riot at 9-0. A real poor goalkeeping display, you could say, as Marquez and Samet absolutely destroyed Heidelberg, and it was all too easy in the 11-0 win.
I'm here with one of the stars from Melbourne Uni Women's V-League, Nikki Cook. What an unbelievable performance again by the girls. 11-0, not to concede again. The roller coaster keeps rolling on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, if you don't concede goals, you don't lose games. So, and then, you know, with players like Marcy up front, you know, we know that as long as we can keep it tight at the back, if we get it up front, then the chances are we're going to score.
Do you think you will lose a game this season? Because the way you're going, I can't see you losing the game.
Look, we're not looking at that. We really are taking it one game at a time. So, and, you know, I think if we keep focusing on doing that, then hopefully the wins will come.
Ultratage! Philhard Ultratage in 10 seconds. Scored Fitzroy's first goal of the Nike V-League Premiership. And driven through, and a big save there by Hanoi. Simsek! Oh, Ernie Simsek! They had to try Metro, they had to go for it. So below, it's a run to Paris. Oh, it's a good safety for it. And Yurka Avdic scores an absolute ripper of a goal. Lascaris knew nothing about that.
Hi, I'm Dana. You're watching the Futbol Town Show. Go Futsal!
clash on the cards saw the Vic Vipers taking on Richmond. As the Vipers were struggling down the table, Richmond were resurgent. Melinda Aloisio had brought together a few new players and a consistent squad, and she laid the ball off for Aziza Renly, who opened the scoring at the back post, Richmond getting off to the best possible start. Aloisio then easily beat Jen Naboo as she dribbled through the whole Vic Vipers defence and dribbled the ball in past Salama. 2-0 the early lead for Richmond. And it could have been 3 when Penny Barkopoulos had a good strike saved by Salama just before half-time. Renee Ziaris then toe-poked past Clapham from distance. Hardly saw that one, and the Vipers were back in the game. Despite the goal, Barkopoulos and Richmond were still on top, and she cut inside before laying it off for Arenley. Some poor keeping from Salama allowed Arenley to get her second of the game. Before a mix-up where a back pass should have been called by the referees, it wasn't, and Melinda Aloisio strolled in before rolling the ball over the line. Everyone had stopped, pure confusion in the Futsalroos stadium, but it mattered little to Richmond and Aloisio as she extended the deficit to 4-1 before Clapham's long throw found an unmarked Aziza Renly, and she squeezed the ball through Salama's legs as she extended Richmond's win to 5-1.
Today's game a little bit disappointing by the Vipers.
Yeah. Oh well, we can't win them all. We're getting there. We're developing. We're not winning games, but we're playing all right futsal, so hopefully we'll improve.
I'm sure Spiro will rally the troops and get you and have a big second half of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully Kat will come back and put a good impact on the team.
How is Christina? She had a horrific accident, but from everyone at Futsal Oz, we wish her a speedy recovery because she's just such a great player and she'll be missed at Futsal Oz. How is she?
She's not too good. She wanted to come tonight, but Mum wouldn't let her. She's all right. She's got a full brace for 4 months, so she'll be feeling very sore and sorry, but we appreciate it. All the support she's got from everyone has been amazing, and hopefully she'll be back into it next season.
In the Vipers Richmond game saw last season's champions Pascoe Vale on a much improved Fitzroy, although they were heavily under strength tonight. And Fitzroy got off to a poor start when Durston Ryan intercepted the ball, and she should have done better with her shot as she blazed wide. Navadki then dribbled her way through the Pascoe Vale defence, having her shot saved by Bullman, and she then played the ball through to Stamatopoulos, who waited her pass back to Vadki, and Fitzroy opened the scoring in brilliant fashion. Pascoe Vale also severely under strength tonight, but Fitzroy looked a little more up for it as Stamatopoulos played another through ball into Vadki, and she bustled her way through, Bullman just doing enough. The second half opened up with a quick chance for Pascoe Vale's new Brazilian import, Mariah Clara. Her effort was saved by Mikovsky, and then Vadki returned the favour to Stamatopoulos from her earlier pass, Fitzroy taking a 2-0 lead, and Pascoe Vale having a lot of work to do. Clara then dribbled her way through as another chance fell to Durston Ryan. Vadki was on the line to clear. Bushra Mankia then had a pass cut out before her effort was then saved by Bullman again. Ilya Jakab tried to bring her side back into the game. Clara's effort was saved by Mikovsky as the game began to open up. Vadki then dribbling through, played the ball to the back post, but it was saved by Bullman on its way through. And then Ilya Jakab then dribbled through, playing in Tumblety, who found a gap at the near post to try and keep Pascoe Vale in it, but it would never be enough as Fitzroy came out 2-1 winners.
I'm here with the versatile one, Mary Mitkowski. Mary, what a game by the girls today. You really knuckled down, you without your keeper and you jumped in goals and only to concede 1 goal. Unbelievable performance personally by yourself and by the team.
Yeah, no, look, it was good. We've come in with half our regular team and we just stuck to a plan and where we're going to defend well, and we went out with that and took us a bit of time to gel, but we did it.
Final clash of the night saw 2 lowly sides, Ashburton FC struggling of late against EFA Eagles, who only had 1 win for the season, and it began with Eagles somehow finding a goal through Finley Nobbs, Hannah Ryan playing the ball into her and Nobbs taking a touch and putting it past Deb Lawrence. And it was similar fashion for the second goal from a corner. This time though it was bundled over the line by Georgia Alberti in her first V-League game, and it was 2-0 to the Eagles. Maddie Stockdale's long ball then found Ryan, who found an unmarked Finley Nobbs as she turned and shot past Lawrence, and the Eagles took a quick 3-0 lead, racing away from their opposition. Dinem Chalapi then dinked the ball into the box from the corner, and Izzy Saglam headed home, an unlikely source for the goal, as Ashburton pulled one back to keep themselves in the game. Alafuska's failed clearance then fell again to Alberti as she finished off her second of the half. Eagles in a good position to run away with it. And early in the second half, Stockdale cut inside on her non-preferred left foot, having her efforts saved by Lawrence. Hannah Ryan then laid it off for Stockdale, this time on her preferred foot, and she had time to drill the ball past Lawrence from distance. Eagles now leading 5-1. Fusco then lost possession in midfield, but Naomi Mackie then drilled the ball past Cartwright as she did really well to turn off her defenders. But it would only be a consolation before Alberti found her hat-trick to win another game for the EFA Eagles and keep them in touch with top form.
I'm here with Georgia Alberti from EFA Eagles. Georgina, what a great debut personally by yourself. 3 goals on Women's V-League, your first game. How did you feel out there?
I actually felt really confident. I was a bit scared at first, but then I think I just slowly got used to it.
You know, it was EFA's second game of the season win. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. No, I thought they were actually really good out there. I like the girls; they're all great spirits, and it's really fun.
Well, that wraps up our round 8 women's action, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a look at the results in full. To kick things off, undefeated Melbourne Uni slapped Heidelberg 11-0. Richmond had a good win over the Vic Vipers 5-1. Fitzroy just got over the line against Pascoe 2-1 in the end. And EFA Eagles easily defeated Ashburton by 6-2. Having a look at the ladder now, Melbourne Uni remain top, undefeated on 24 points. Richmond in second on 16. Fitzroy rise to third on 15. Pascoe sit in fourth on 12. Ashburton in 5th on 7. EFA Eagles in 6th with 6 points. Big Vipers drop to 7th with only 5 points. And Heidelberg stay in 8th, bottom of the league, with just 1 win and 3 points. Taking a look at the top goal scorers now, Marcela Marquez has 22 goals. Letizia Samet with 12. Christine Duffy 9, Illy Jakob 8, and Sarah Richardson in 5th place on 7 goals. And taking a look at next week's clashes, the first game of the night should be the biggest. Melbourne Uni taking on Richmond. EFA Eagles then will take on Pascoe Vale after that. Ashburton will take on Big Vipers, and to close out the card, Fitzroy will take on Heidelberg. We now leave you with Goal of the Week.